Yesterday, I was having a conversation with this guy, and I remember him telling me, he was like, if you met this girl and she was bad and y'all clicked and the energy was very good, would you smash? And I told him, no. And he was like, why? And I told him, I'm like, brother, that is simply lust. It's so important to know the difference and know not to fall into those temptations. Because when you think about it, if you're just focused on her looks and you jump straight to sexual intercourse, that's lust. And he was like, yeah, you're right. You carry yourself with a high standard. And I'm like, no, man, I'm just a follower of Christ, And he asked me, he was like, do you ever struggle? Like, do you struggle? And I'm like, yeah, I struggle every single day. It's just a matter of surrendering your urges to the Lord. Realize that at the end of the day, we have choice. And with our choices, it causes actions. And it's just so important to be mindful, to stay close to God through those times and through every time. Okay, so I'm going to be real with you. It's time to let go of control. Let go of control and give it to God simply. I realized in my most stressful, chaotic moments, it was always when my faith in God was so low. It was when I was trying to take control of situations that I know that I couldn't fix. And that's the thing. When you have these issues and these problems, give it to God. Put it in God's hands, and He'll take care of you. The thing is, it's so hard to believe that, right? When you are feeding your flesh repeatedly. When you're doing things that are going to make your faith decrease. When you're being lazy, falling into temptation, doing things that feed your flesh instead of your spirit. You realize when you feed your spirit more, when you're in the Word, when you're praying, when you're worshiping, when you're doing these things, it strengthens your faith. It strengthens your relationship with God. And it's so important to know that. Sometimes you may get very, very highly in faith and you stop doing these things because you feel comfortable now. Not knowing that you have to be consistent with this, right? You stop reading the Word. You stop praying. You stop worshiping. And that is when your faith starts to decrease as well. What I'm trying to say is be consistent with your faith. Do these things daily and give your problems to God, and things will run smooth. More smooth than you trying to take control of the situation. I really wanted to address this when it comes to relationships. When a relationship doesn't work out and you guys break up, do not run from your emotions. What I mean is, bro, I've seen it so many times. A couple breaks up and one person goes to a whole different person right away because they are hurt and they're trying to suppress that pain. So they give that pain to someone else who does not deserve it because they're trying to numb what they're feeling, that heartbreak, by someone else's energy. Do not do that. That is selfish. Because now you're going to end up hurting the next person. It is so important when you break up, when you are by yourself again, to focus on healing, to focus on self-love. Get to know yourself again. Because this is why this generation is the way it is. Everyone is hurting each other, and no one is trusting each other because of how much pain that people are dealing with and not even healing it. Do not run from your emotions. I understand that it may be very, very uncomfortable, very, very difficult. It's not going to be easy, but it's very, very possible to overcome. And with that being said, focus on self-love and healing yourself first before even interacting with someone else.